This is UCaPOG Dan, coming to you with a draft video, a traditional draft video. I've been invited to a paper draft on Friday for DMU, and I figured I'd get some reps in, just so I'm not going in completely blind. Not that I was completely blind before. I've done a few drafts earlier in the season, but it's been a minute. I've been working on constructed, so I figured I'd get a few drafts in and get some touch back. And I figured I'd record it. What the hell? And do a little live commentary. Okay, so I know I had just said that we were going to play, or rather, you guys saw me click on traditional, but that queue was taking forever to queue. So I switched over to best of one. Anyway, Jaya here, obviously a good card. I know in podcast 1, we were kind of debating on whether or not it's good in constructed, but I think in limited it has to be very good. Other considerations, yeah, my Iconoclast is pretty good in the green base Stompy decks. And I would say not a ton else. Maybe Gibbering Barricade's good. Take Up the Shield is good in aggressive decks. But I think this is a pretty easy Jaya. I think I'm going to take a little longer during this draft just to consider all my options because it's a bit of a study for my Friday paper draft, but I think this choice is pretty easy.
Some have said there is no subtlety to destruction. You know what? Those people are dead.
That was a funny clip. I don't normally like the Planeswalker clips, but that one's pretty good. I do think this Knight of Dawn's Light's just good. What else we got? Okay, so like an enchantment artifact thing. Griffin Protector I know is good in the token deck. Man, still not a ton in this pack. I think I'm going to take the Knight of Dawn's Light. 2 mana 2/2, or rather two drop creatures just in general are good in limited, especially nowadays. And I think 2 mana 2/2 with first strike, with a pump ability, and then with just a random life gain ability is just, it's too much value to pass up. Still don't love 2 different colors in the first 2 picks, but it's in this format it's not a big deal. Flowstone Infusion's a great pickup here, I think. A good 1 mana red removal spell. Plus an incidental pump spell. Pretty good. I think it's the easiest one here. Other considerations, these lands are good, but I think this start is not looking to be a lands deck. Maybe if this Rakdos land wheels, I'd be happy. Root Walla is definitely a good card, but maybe a little bit too early in the pack for that. So I'm pretty happy with this. Actually, let me just consider this. I'm pretty sure this card's not very good, at least in limited, but yeah. No. Okay. Ooh, Valiant Veteran. Does this... No. But generally, again, pretty good. 2 mana 2/2 with incidental upside and a pump ability. Kind of into it. Anything else? Artillery Blast, I think, has been great in the domain decks for me. Shore Up has been good, but seems pretty easy here. Okay. We have another Shore Up kind of late at this point, but I think people are hedging against the blue deck right now just because I think people are really into the Tolarian Terror kind of thing. Jaya's Fire NATO is like a 21st or 22nd card in your deck. Might just take Captain's Call. I guess it's a soldier. Like incidental soldier. I feel like I can get another one of these though. I don't know, I'll try. Maybe we'll be like a... Ooh. Maybe we'll be like a faster mid-rangey deck. Rather than like the Go Wide Tokens deck. Knowledge Sleeper's good. Fierce Bellow. Nah. I can see arguments for this dual land. I can see less arguments for this waste, but considering how late we've seen shore ups go, maybe it's right. This card's not bad either. I think I'll take the land just to see. Or maybe... Alright, let's take Banal. good enough. Take up the shield would probably be perfect in this deck. Shore up would have been an interesting take after that blue-white land take, but man, there's so many shore ups though. I don't think it's the deck for it. Is this our? I guess our Gaming Cavalier is good too. Let's take our Gaming Cavalier actually. Now we're like almost mono white with a couple of red splashes. We passed up the other Captain's Call. I might take this one. G2 Amplifier is good-ish, but probably not for this deck. It looks like the blue-red spells deck is wide open right now. We'll take Captain's Call. We do have a bunch of good white cards. I'm less into this pick. Maybe Aggressive Sabotage? I guess Tattered Apparition is just like decent top end, but we're not really in black yet. But maybe we could be black-white. Sure. I think now we'll take up the shield. Seems good. Yeah, see, this rare is going like still in the pack this late. I think we might want this Banalish Faith Bonder, so yeah. Yavimaya Sojourner's super late too. Man, no one's in Domain, I guess. I'll take this and probably not play it, unfortunately, even though it's good. Guess we get another Captain's Call. I'm not sure how good two are. Sure. I don't love this card. Defiler of Dreams. Can we be blue-white? Maybe. I mean, no one was in blue, although I think at this point, all the blue that I was passing is probably force somebody else to be blue at this point. Braids is okay. Joint Exploration is good. This is a pretty interesting pack, actually. I'm even considering this blue-red land, even though I don't think it's like awesome. Maybe I'll take this. I'll take it. I mean, it's the best card in the pack. I'm not like in red. I could just be white. Guardian Benalia. I mean, sure. Are we just like mono white? Other considerations of this pack. Mossbeard Ancient's been like decent. Another shore up, although I think we're far from that at this point. Sure. Phoenix Chick, another Banalish Sleeper. Does this specify red? No. Another Flowstone Infusion. I might take this Flowstone Infusion and hope that either the Phoenix Chick or the Banalish Sleeper wheel. Sure. I'm not sure about that, but Flowstone Infusion is good. Interesting. Wonder if that card's actually any good. Heroic Charge is good in this deck, I think. Lightning Strike is probably amazing. I think I'm going to take Lightning Strike. Okay, I think this indicates that we should be in red. Another one. Yeah. Pretty easy. What's going on here? So we get +1 other red. Yeah, I mean, this card seems sick, and it seems like red-white's wide open, which I think we could infer. So I no longer have any regrets about this. Other interesting stuff. Still some Domain cards in here. I mean, Grootwalla's okay. Like Deathloom Gardener, I could see as like a late pick in a Domain deck. Balmor. What is everybody else drafting? Balmor's sick, especially with all the sure-ups that have been passed. I don't think we can take it. Maybe we could think about it, but it's just this Crystal Grotto. Not sure what we want out of this pack. I mean, I'll take Balmor. I don't know. Maybe there's like a fringe chance we end up splashing blue. I'll take a Heroic Charge, I think, or this Caves of Koilos. Is there any other reason for it to be in black other than that Banalish Sleeper? I Still taking Heroic Charge, but that's an interesting pick. Raid seems good, even though we just passed that black-white land. I guess this Griffin Protector seems good too. Let's just keep it tight. I don't know, I don't really want to splash in this deck too much. I can see Molten Monstrosity being like a nice little top end, even though we don't have like a crazy amount of powerful creatures. Maybe we could pick up what is it, Argavian Phalanx in pack 3. Kind of round us out. Ooh, the Phoenix Chick Wield. Black-red land wield too. I mean, I like Phoenix Chick. Just keep it tight. Heroic Charge wield. Alright, I think we're doing it. Don't have really any 3-drops, but that might not really matter in this deck because we're just like slamming 2-drops and then swinging out. I don't know. Sure. Alright, well done. This card, oh, I always think this is the other card, the 1 blue that steals a creature for like Teamer, with Teamer kickers. For some reason the arts look very similar to me. Okay, this is definitely a weaker pack. Arguments for taking Molten Tributary. What's going on here? Just a 4-mana 3, a 5-mana 3/4. Not sure about that. I mean, I might just take this blue-red land just to see. Sure. I think this Coalition Sky Knight's pretty good. Draw a card if it was attacking. It'd be okay, but a little, you know, double red on is tough. Yeah, I think we just take this. It's tough in this deck, rather. Sure. Squee. Squee is a good card in this deck. Fills our 3-drop slot that we're lacking a bit. Aggressive, turn it sideways. I'm still really confused by what other people are in. I guess like black. There's a couple black drafters in this queue, in this pod, I think, because I really haven't seen any playable black cards. And maybe they're in like, I don't know, like weird blue but doesn't want the tempo stuff or Balor. Not sure. Destroy Evil, having one of them, those is good. Probably almost certainly better than this blue-white land. I think the shield's good, but I like... This seems like good for taking care of all the stuff that Lightning Strike can't. Yeah. Okay, nothing really. What does this do? Destroy target artifact. Probably not good enough. Yeah, just take the rare because just to rare draft it. Not something I would normally do, but there's kind of nothing else here. I think Furious Bellow's like... Hey, you know what, actually? Sure. We'll take Furious Bellow. I'm interested. I don't typically love pumped spells in Limited, but in this deck we're just going to be attacking all the time. It's probably going to be pretty good. Take another Argavian Cavalier, probably. This card is sick, but way too late in the draft for it. Sure. More drops. I always see this card and never understand what it does because there's way too many words. Oh yeah, it's like a 6-mana like card advantage thing, right? Ooh, Keldon Strike Team is amazing in this deck. We have not seen a red-white duel, I don't think, which is kind of weird. But Keldon Strike Team is perfect. Wish I actually had a couple more of those. And pretty much nothing. I don't think this equipment's good enough. But, I don't know. Sure. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Another Captain's Call. We have 2 Captain's Call, 2 Heroic Charge. I don't know if I want 3 of any of those. Maybe Captain's Call. But I don't think we play either. Well, okay. We got another... Maybe this Flowstone Cob is okay. Try it. I've heard it's pretty good, and I also played against it, and it makes block super weird, so maybe. I'm not against that. We're gonna have a lot of tokens to sack. Oh no, I totally missed that Argavian Phalanx. We're taking that. I'll play another Take Up the Shield. Whoops. Man, I'm glad I saw that Argavian Phalanx. For some reason, I completely skipped over it in my head. But that's going to be perfect for this deck. Man, I wonder what I took over it in the pack, because that was the wheel pack. I wonder what I took over it, because I didn't see it in that pack either. Maybe I'll have to check the footage. This Phalanx is going to be great. I think this monstrosity is not going to be awesome, but maybe it'll be fine. All this looks good. Maybe this Coalition Sky Knight's it. I don't think we want 3 Captain's Call. This card's kind of dubious, but we're a little thin on 3 drops. You know, all these seem good. Maybe Banal Sleeper is a cut just because we can't kick it. Cut this. Yeah, this card's like fine, but not great. Ooh, where'd it go? This one. I'm not sure if Phoenix Chick's actually good in this deck, but I'm curious to try it. And it's gonna come back from the graveyard a lot, I would think. So I'm gonna cut Hammerhand. Alright, so now we've cut all the cards out that I don't really want to play. And so now I'm going to go through and see like what are the maybe cuts. I mean, I'm not even totally interested in the enlist ability on this. I think it's just a good 2-mana card. And yeah, I mean, and plus you can, the enlist is like upside. I'm curious. No, this card's good. Never mind. Doesn't matter what synergies it has. Other soldiers you get +1/+1. Wonder how many soldiers we have, if any. So 1. 2, but we might cut it. Oh, the captain's calls. Okay, that's probably enough to keep it in then. Oh, and the Phalanx? Okay, we're going to cut Monstrosity, I think. Maybe we'll, after a game or two, we'll bring it in just if we're missing some top end, but I just don't think we will. 2 heroic charge might just be win more. I'll think about cutting 1. And then I'm also thinking about cutting some of these, like, mid 3 drops. So maybe this Flowstone Kavu is just not it. Oh, and this makes a soldier, too. There's an argument that this Sky Knight's not great. It does have synergies with this enlist ability, but I think we're just going to have way better 4-mana plays almost every time. And we have plenty of 4 drops. Like, I think Griffin Protector's better than Sky Knight, so we're going to cut that. Freya Spell is still, like, maybe on the chopping block, but it's 2 mana. It does give First Strike. It's like a pseudo removal spell. And then it can also, like, maybe finish the game, which is interesting. But it's only a removal spell if you attack, but it can help you get through some awkward situations. Especially with this Flowstone Infusion as backup. I think Destroy Evil's somewhat necessary, just because we don't have any way of dealing with anything this big. And as much as I'd like to win the game before that's necessary, I think we still have to play it. I think all my 2 drops are good. Maybe 2 Take Up the Shield isn't like awesome because we're kind of going wide more than we're going tall, so like saving a token or something is not worth it. But I mean, we have so many good other creatures that I feel like Keldon Strike. Putting on a Keldon Strike team is probably good. Putting on a Squee is probably fine. Any of the good 2-drops we have is probably good to have, so I think I should keep it. Got a Furious Bellow and 1 Heroic Charge, might be it. Because we do have... Like, this pumps itself. This is an Anthem. Lightning Strike goes face, so I don't think we're going to be, like, pressed for damage at 2. This is an Anthem, right? Other attack, all attack creatures get +1 and +1. Yeah, so we have 1, 2. We already have 2 Anthems. Plus this is an Anthem. Yeah, okay. I mean, in that case, it might be worth considering cutting both Heroic Charge, but I think Heroic Charge is a nice way to end the game, whereas I think the Furious Bellow is not getting there often enough. Okay, I mean, this is the build. Let's put some lands in it. I think 9/8's probably fine. Maybe I would want to go 10/7, but I think red's important enough to this deck, especially with Jaya and getting Phoenix Chick back, that we want it to be somewhat close. Somewhat even in terms of lands. So I think we're going to keep it 9/8. And let's see what lands I have. I always go for the full art lands, just because I've always thought they were cool. But the Bob Ross ones are pretty good too. Which ones are those? Just generally. Bob Ross. I like that. Yeah, let's do that. And let's get, I like the full art red one, so I'm going to just go for that. Bolt or, like, weird craggly thing. Let's go for a weird... Oops. Alright, this is the deck. I think it's really good. We'll see how it does, I guess, during the gameplay. But, I mean, we got some... I mean, first picking Jaya and then getting past Squee and some other... We got past a bunch of these white 2-drop rares and 2 lightning strikes somewhat late in that pack. Like, Keldon Strike team super late. Our Gaming Phalanx super late. So, I think we're just in the perfect deck. So, let's see how it does. Alright, let's get into it. Actually, let's add it to the decks first. I just like to save them to go back sometimes. Let's bang it into those comments. What record do you think we're gonna go? Just slam it in there. Just give it a toss. I think this deck probably with a good pilot should go 7 wins. We'll see if I can live up to that expectation, but I think there's gonna be a lot of good keeps in this deck. I think this is gonna be one of them. Let's go white. I don't know. Sure. Close setting fusion. Oh. Knight of Dark Shadow is good. I'm not gonna lie there. What happens here? You can pump it. Sure. Oh, maybe. This is an interesting draw. I think I'm tempted to Lightning Strike and then Griffin Protector and then, yeah. I think I want to do that. Kind of incentivize them to pump. Sure. Looks like we drew it up. And then we're going to go here. Chill, and then we're going to red and this, and then we're going to go off. That's good. This would really pump the Griffin Protector, but it doesn't actually get through the Defiler, so I think I want to wait. I guess I can, yeah. I guess I can go like this. Over the triggers. Get in. I think I destroy evil this now. And hopefully we win with this Kelvin Strike team, or like effectively win. Sure. Do this. Once again, we want to do this. Yep. Do we just like super get in here? What happens here? Probably. I guess we can enlist this. Yeah, let's just enlist it. Let's enlist it with this. And he could trade if he wants. Sure. We're gonna put ourselves in a decent position. Everything. And like, even if he eats, I guess he doesn't eat anything. Even if he eats the Kelvin Strike team, fine. Sure. Phoenix Chick is funny. This was a pretty good game. I mean, I'm not going to write it off entirely, but he would have to do a lot to get back in. Sure. And he pings the strike team. Sure. Win. I hit him for Xaxes here. Game. I mean, that's how we drew it up. Game 2. Funny story, I've done I mean, I play limited most seasons, I think, and I get like a decent amount of 7-win drafts. You know, not a crazy amount, but you know, a couple times a season I'll 7-win. But I don't think I've ever 7-0'd. So maybe this will be our first 7-0. The Master. Platinum. I'm very scared. Seems good. We want to draw a red, but I think this is the lower end of our opening hand range, but I still think it's fine. Especially removal, probably, you know, the best card in our deck. Decent redrop. Should be okay. Actually do. It makes a monk. It draws 2, essentially. Sure, it's -2. It's kind of probably what we're going to be after here. Another lightning strike. Let's do this. Yeah, we maybe should have done the same play that we did last game, which was keep up lightning strike for whatever this play is. Alright, I think this game is going to go long enough. Trade there. That's close, but I don't think he was expecting us to trade. I think we're just holding everything. I guess I could just Griffin Protector. Yeah, fuck it. You just have a fistful of removal. And then Captain's Call to pump this Griffin Protector, finish the game out with Jaya. Seems good. Get in. No blocks. You can pump. I can pump. Okay. I think I'm just gonna lightning strike here. Yeah, keep up and then probably Captain's Call get in. Maybe Jaya is the right play there, but I think we're gonna use Jaya to refill our hand. And maybe removal with the Captain's Call. Go ahead. Sure. Again. Sure. Do we just take this? I just don't think we're scared of the little stuff, and we have this take up the shield to kind of try to take care of the bigger stuff. Let's go. Let me just see what we're gonna. I think we're gonna -2 it, right? Choose target creature an opponent controls. Giant deals damage equal to the number of attacking creatures. Okay, well that seems good.
I remember my first fight. Good thing it wasn't against me. Ha! Got you!
Get in there, then Squee to finish it off. Sure.
Can't snuff me out.
I will gladly draw a card if you want me to. Sure. Wow, I guess he couldn't kick it. I don't know what I'm doing here if I'm blocking. Oh. Definitely worth a lot of damage. Yeah. Good game too. I keep forgetting that 2-drop Take Up the Shield is not the Destroy Evil card. For some reason they're the same card in my head, but that's just not the case. We got away with it there in like a huge way because he couldn't kill my protector. But I should probably be more tight about that. So 2-0, and that guy seemed to have a pretty decent deck. Little Mardu aggro. I think he got a little bit of a slow start, but seemed to be playing a bunch of reasonable cards. So we beat the Platinum, and now we're at against the Bronze. I would not take those limited rankings too seriously. Sometimes people just get into a format late, or I know in my case I don't play like a ton of limited, so sometimes I'll finish a season gold or platinum and get knocked down quite a lot. So I'll leave with his knight here though, unless he plays something nuts, but unlikely. Nice sleeves. I like these sleeves. Cool. The mirror. I guess close enough to the mirror. Yeah, we'll just first strike. This doesn't gain toughness, right? Beautiful. See, this heroic charge is like just not good in this hand. So I'm glad we cut 2 for 1. Whereas a lot of the other cards in our deck are good in most hands. But I mean, to be fair, that could turn around pretty quick. You can get Captain's Call and a couple other things and we'll be in business. Deep in the tank. Not sure what he's tanking. Needs a missile land. Pass. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to attack. I think he's anticipating. Well, I mean, if this is a true tank and he didn't just DC, I think he's anticipating this to be a pump and then like into a removal spell before the pump resolves, which would be a decent play. I think he's just DC'd. But in that case, I actually don't want to pump here. I'll just take out the shield against removal, or I'll just I'll slam the Vanguard, which is fine. I don't love this Vanguard, but the fact that it's a soldier with an Anthem on it is, like, I think synergistic enough in this particular deck to go in. I think under most circumstances I would cut it, and I think I cut better cards for it, but I think it's synergistic in this deck, and I'm interested to see how good it can actually be. Plus, I mean, 5 mana Anthem on a body is not bad. And we were kind of thin on 3 drops, so it's not an insane decision. I think this opponent just DC'd, unfortunately. DC leads to a dub. We're kind of speedrunning this draft right now. And gold too, why not? Just as an aside, it's hot as hell in Oakland right now, which is kind of weird for mid-October. It's like almost 90 today, and it's I think in the 80s right now, and so I had to turn the fan off to start making this video, so y'all better be appreciative. Beautiful starting idea. I don't love the lightning strike. Unfortunately, that's our only play, but I think we'll be fine. Another red source here. Awesome. I think this is like the most face-up lightning strike in existence, but I guess there is that 2-mana creature with flash. Sure, I think I'm just gonna kill this now. Sure. Get in there. Okay. He might have had like a Guy's Might, which would have been not a blowout, but kind of interesting. Get in there. Get in there, Phoenix. I'm still not sure like how good this actually is in Limited. I mean, in this deck it's probably going to be very good. But it's a little small ball. Very well. You just get in with everything in Lightning Strike. Might be fine. Again, the most face-up lightning strike in existence. I guess this one I'll just take up the shield. Yeah. And indestructible? Why not? You up the glad he blocks like that. Oh, but, okay, well. I don't think this Phoenix chick is long for this world, but that's kind of the point. Sure, okay, good play. That was a very good play. Another lightning strike is exactly what we didn't want to draw there. Sure. Okay. Go ahead. Palm site block. Finish out, Robson. Curiosity. Attacks here. Sure. This is a separate one. Okay. Play. Man. Not hitting a red land here is going to probably lose us this game. Okay. I'm either going to take a lot of damage or a lot of damage. Wow. This guy has a very good deck. The white splash is a little weird, but... Tribute, 2 bone splinters. And the root wall is kind of weird too. Maybe I just got a particularly good draw of this deck. Maybe he's got a couple extra little splashes here and there. Oh my god. Okay, well. That's probably game. We're failing, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he's just gonna make this huge. Cool. Sure, let's spend the game. I mean, this card's clearly good. I'm just saying it's weird in a bit of a splashy deck. I think this game is just over. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm going to play this out just for competitive reasons, but I don't think there's any shot. To get a double block. No, I mean, he had everything. That was that bone splinters was a really tough turn for me. But yeah, there goes the 7-0 dream. It'll have to wait. think this will be the last game for tonight. I gotta go to sleep. It's kind of late here. But I'll pick this up tomorrow. This is not a good hand. Oh, don't let us lose like this. Jeez. I mean, I have to keep. More double white or double red? And what's more important? Take it, shield. Something like this, and just hope. Oh, come on, and a planes. Tried just like a ton of different things that all don't really seem related, but I think we just lightning strike. This blight pile. What is this blight pile do? First, and then that one attack, and then lightning strike the blight pile later. So they can lightning strike the blight pile, infusion the 2/2, and then kind of try to attack through all this. Okay, well, that's a good draw. You can do both then. Let's start with this. I wonder if I did that in the wrong... No, I didn't do that in the wrong order. Oh, that Flowstone infusion would have killed this blight pile, I think. Yeah. Oh no, because I did the wrong order. So it would have minus +2, -2. Then, yeah. No, it's fine. Get a Jai on the top? Perhaps? Destroy Evil's not bad. I know like a giant. And then get in. And just get in with this. And list it. I don't think we, well... Looks like people caught up to white being good. I feel like we played white every game this draft. Well, I mean, except for that Golgari one that was splashing white. I wouldn't really consider that a white deck. But we played black-white, Mardu, and Rakdos. I think I just take everything. I think this is like a take up the shield on the token. Because he's probably just going to sack it. There's only downside to blocking there, I think. Well, there's Jaya.
Frankly, destruction is best left to the professionals.
Unfortunately, this is going to kill our Jaya. It's probably fine. Maybe just +1. Enlist. Let's +1 this.
Oh, the experience will do you good.
I'm eventually going to want to kill this Phyrexian Warhorse. Just big butt stop deck. This is a different build than the black-white deck, but I think I like it. I guess there was an argument for keeping that to discard. Probably was. Just exile. Gaming Phalanx should be good.
Eyes
Probably
open.
a lot of stuff
Stay
in here,
alert.
actually. And then we can offer the trade to scry a bunch. It might be good. Whoops. Yeah. Ooh. Both of these are good. Whoops. I'm gonna do it like that. Just massive get-ins. I think I'm cool with the trade. That's such an engine, plus the scry is pretty good. It's gonna be hard to get through this Jaya. Anyway. It's a good start. Sure. These are all soldiers, rather. Got it? Sure. I think this turn's gonna be nuts.
Out of the frying pan and into, well, you know.
And then from here he can attack the Jaya. Oh my gosh. He can still attack the Jaya. Yeah, it's fine, I think. Yeah.
In another lifetime, you be ashes.
Double block, okay. he's conceding. I think he just has another. I think he flooded. Unfortunately for him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he flooded. Good game though. Very back and forth. I think we were ahead most of it, but he was definitely threatening a lot there. I think the decision to go +1 on the Jaya and not pop the -2 too early was a very good one. And then popping it when I did, taking the attack. I think that was the right line. And we are back. I know for you guys it's been like 10 seconds, but for me it's been a full day. But let's get back into it. Whew. Excuse me if I don't remember exactly what's in the deck. Again, like I said, it's the next evening, but I'm sure we'll pick it up again. I know we're in a Boros aggro deck. Trying to beat down. Turn creature sideways, lightning strike face. Why not, you know? Alright. Whew. I think this is going to be a no for me, actually. No. Well, a little better. Probably get you take up the field. Yeah. Feels right. Here we go. That. I don't really feel the need to lightning strike it. Beautiful. We will be lightning striking that. Just +1/+0? Yeah. Oh, I can enlist this. Boom. So blue-red spells. I don't really love this card in really any deck. I understand it's sometimes a necessary evil, but I never feel like it really gets there in the spells decks. But maybe I'm wrong. Downward is obviously great. They're looking for a land, yep. I think we're just gonna run it back. Yeah. That deck is a great draw because it's going to make my Argavian Cavalier pump it. That enlist, all that clicking for the enlist is kind of clunky. Okay. Is that better than Argavian Cavalier? I don't think so. I think we're going to wait a turn. This Jai has been really odd in this deck. Like, I kind of don't want to play it for a long time, weirdly enough. Wow, Mirror's Outrider. Weird. I guess good, but weird in this deck. Go ahead. Yeah, see this I mean this is a good blocker, but it hasn't used its ability at all this game. So, okay, interesting. Might just do both. I think I will. Not sure if that was greedy or not, but I feel like... Oh, another one. Well, unfortunate. I'm gonna have to find a different way to win now. This guy should help, obviously.
Fighting everything with fire burns all your bridges. Oh, the experience will do you good.
Probably gonna draw cards next turn. Sure. I think I really care about that. Let's see what's on top.
I improvise better than most people plan.
I guess I can get in with this. Yes, I did try to enlist this. I forgot how the rule works. I'm sorry. I think I have to keep this Jaya alive, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but I'm not sure if I win here if it just dies, which means I have to make some chumps. Wonder what they have in their hand. And I guess they're not attacking with Demira's Outrider just for protection because they're worried about their life total, but it's a bit of a weird attack. I think they should swing out. Not swing out with the Tide Turner, but swing with everything else. Puts me in a bit of a weird spot where I have to basically give up my whole board to save Jaya or let Jaya go. I guess I got a good crackback, but I don't have a ton of gas. We'll see. Of course, they could just rope out and concede the game, but I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, they decide... Yeah, it looks like they decided to go with my route. So if I block the Flowstone Kavu, if I double block the Flowstone Kavu, it just doesn't do anything. And he kills my two soldiers. If I don't block it, he just pumps it, right? Yeah. Oh, only the Kavu is going face. I mean, going Jaya. The rest are going face. I think I'm gonna try to save the giant. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Jumping the terror is definitely dubious, but okay, destroy evil is good, obviously. Sure. Resolve.
I strive for elegance and speed in my work.
I think that's probably going to be it for us, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe doubling up on that first Myra's Outrider wasn't right, but I feel like the likelihood of them having another was pretty low, but it clearly wasn't. Yep. I do this or I die, right? Yeah, I can do this. That's game.
I'll be fine.
Alright, wow, 5 lands in a row. What are you going to do with that? Alright, unfortunately starting this evening out with a loss is a thing, but alas, we move on. I did say at the beginning of this draft that I thought this was a 7-win deck. It would be pretty painful if it sputters out at 4, but you know, variance gets you sometimes. And maybe this deck isn't all that great. Maybe I'll have UCaPOG Lucas do a bit of an analysis on what he thinks of my drafts. Might make for interesting content. Man, this is not good either. I mean, the combination of Griff Protector, Captain's Call is good, and I guess Captain's Call are Givian Phalanx, but I have to think this is a mulligan. Yeah, it's just too cluttered at the top. Okay, I feel like this is better. Maybe we'll cut a... I kind of want to draw a Lightning Strike. Yeah, I don't want all that removal. Yeah. I wonder if I put the points as Lightning Strike face. Probably not. I think that's insane. But I did kill that like that. Okay. Ooh, that's a very good draw. I think Keldon Strike Team is better kicked, but it's still good as a 3-1 haste. I know that's obvious, you know, all cards are better kicked, but I think it's at its best. Like, I'd rather kick it rather than not. Rather than play it on turn, rather. Okay, well, he's got Domain. Mono removal. I don't think I have any answer to that. I guess I do have one. I do have the 2-mana white spell that'll kill that, so I guess we just hang back and chump until we draw it and then keep swinging, but I think this game's about over. Man, Domain on turn 5 and then just a bomb. That's kind of the problem with this format. Is I think it's so easy for the mid-range decks to go big that that aggro decks have a kind of a disadvantage. But not to say that this deck is bad. Oh, I meant to kill that. For some reason, I thought this had to have. Couldn't have Summoning Sickness for this effect to happen, but obviously not. Okay. This feels like one of those super greedy decks that... yeah, it feels like one of those super greedy decks that just... When they draw their lands, you know, they're good, and when they don't, they're no good. When they draw when they draw the colors in the right combination. I think we just get in. Actually, no. I think we enlist this, actually. Whoops, cancel. I know that looks weird, but I do think the scrying is gonna be important. Okay. Like, we just need to dig for an answer, I think. I don't think either of these are gonna do it, obviously. Dead. Get in there. That's gonna be a big attack. Captain's Call is interesting. And all of his mana up and 2 cards in hand is a little scary. But I guess I don't have much of another choice. Let's Captain's Call first. Opponent GG's, I guess they have removal. Well, I don't know what they have. Oh, they have something that gives the Morrow trample. If that's the case, I mean, I have no way playing around that. This, like, buys me time. GG's and then tanks. Alright, well, he had it. I guess I could have left my Guardian of Benalia back. Oh no, but even giving it indestructible doesn't prevent the trample, so... Wow, okay, so we fire up the deck and immediately O2. I guess that's the way it goes. So this is a 4-3. I think this is like the bottom end of the range for this deck. I don't know if we just got like clunky draws or what happened. Maybe I should have mulliganed more aggressively or less aggressively or something, but really odd. Let's claim our prize. I mean, 4 wins still isn't bad, but I would have expected this deck to go better. I will open the packs for you guys just because I think it's fun. And we'll do a little what's the take here. Jodas Codex is really good. Tolarian Guise is really good. I think this is close. I think I'd take Tolarian Geyser just because Jodas Codex prices you in to play Domain. But it is a really good Domain card. And picking up the lands early is, I think, key to the Domain deck. So maybe Jodas Codex early would be better. Not sure. I think in the draft I'd take Geyser, though. Yeah. What's the rare? Oh, this card's cool. It's like Fact or Fiction for creatures, right? Kinda, yeah. I'd probably take this card just because I think it's fun, but I don't know if that's the right pick. Again, a leak in my limited win rate is probably taking rares just because I like to play with them, but you know, you gotta play for fun sometimes too. Alright, next pack. Ooh. I'd probably take the Morrow here. I think the rest of these cards are really good, but I think Captain's Call's like fine-ish and good specifically in the tokens deck, but not great elsewhere. Keldon Strike Team I think is good outside the tokens deck, but still, like, you kind of want to be red-white if you're playing this. Like I said, you really do want to try to kick it as often as possible. So I think I'd take Morrow. Yeah, I'd take Morrow over the Forest too. These pain lands go really late. I understand why, because they don't have basic land types, but still, they're fixing. Good fixing at that. Extinguish the Weatherseed Treaty. Wow, this is my first Weatherseed Treaty. This card's like busted in Limited, apparently. Clearly, I wouldn't know from experience, but it's not from lack of trying. Best uncommon in the set, maybe Tadiova. I think Weatherseed Treaty's better than the best. I guess Wingmantle Chaplain's the best uncommon in the set. That's tough. I think I'd take the Weatherseed Treaty though, even though the Wingmantle Chaplain's awesome if you get it first, because you just suck up all the defenders. Yeah, maybe as a pack one, pick one. I think it's Wingmantle Chaplain. If it's any other time in the draft, it's probably Weatherseed Treaty. Okay. We roll over a rare wild card. Let's go. Ooh, like I said before, Tadiova I think is one of the best uncommons in the set. So it'd be pretty tough for me not to pick Tadiova here. Defiler of Instinct makes that interesting, but I think Tadiova is still better. Although Defiler of Instinct being one color is is definitely a big consideration, but ooh, that's close. I think more of the green decks here are better, and so this keeps you open to more decks where, like, I think red you kind of like red white's good, red green beats is good, but I mean red blue spells is obviously good, but this isn't really a card for that. You'd still probably play it, but you know what I mean. It's not key to that deck. And then red black I don't think is very good. So I think Tadiova is probably the right pick here. All right, well, this has been your first walkthrough draft with UCaPOG Dan. It's been nice playing with you guys. I hope to see you all soon.